Cardano family, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. I appreciate you guys as always for showing tremendous amount of love on a daily basis. Let's take a look at what's happening with ADA's price right now, and of course what we could be expecting going into Monday morning, which again is a brand new week ahead of us. So looking across the board, speaking about a brand new week ahead of us, we're setting ourselves up for a great week. But also with that being said, as I've stated in my other updates, do expect more volatility this specific week due to the fact that there's a lot of important things happening. The G7 summit, as well as we have the FOMC meeting. So I think those two things can really have an impact depending on what we hear. So that's something that we need to be really prepared for as we are going into this week, that we know that is happening. Obviously there's some other external factors that can happen out of nowhere that is obviously not in our control, but these things we know of that are happening. So we need to be prepared for what we can hear during these two big events. But looking across the board, quite a bit of green across the market right now. ADA up 1.4% with the price currently sitting at 63.7 cents, also up 1% in Bitcoin comparative. Valuation sitting at $23 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at about 359 million. Before we get into any further though, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So as far as the dominance is concerned, I'm really focusing on the hourly time frame so you guys can really understand what we're looking at. You can clearly see pretty much since June 14th what kind of fluctuation we have seen. In just a matter of a day, we actually went up to 65%, and you can see the dominance pulling down. A lot of volatility right now, and same with Bitcoin. Bitcoin came down to the likes of this $102,000 just 2 days back, and we are reclaiming back up to the $106,000. And I do believe that these market makers and even market manipulators are obviously keeping these two factors in consideration as to the G7 summit as well as the FOMC meeting. So like I said, that is something that we need to keep in mind. But if we're able to get back above $106,000, going to get quite interesting. But we'll see what happens. But as of now, Bitcoin is obviously bouncing a little bit, dominance pulling down, quite a sharp pullback for the dominance in just a single day. And that doesn't surprise me why we're seeing quite a bit of green across the market. But if you're looking at ADA here, Cardano is still below the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level. As we know, the importance of this 78.6 range. And right now, we are below it, but just obviously on the 11th, we were able to reclaim back above that range, as I've stated, which is short-lived. Because of course, we are seeing the overall market seeing a little bit of a retracement over the last few days due to some external factors. But, as the price of ADA is trying to pick up right now, it does have significant amount of resistance coming in its way. I would just suggest you guys to, pay very close attention to Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin is able to reclaim back above 106, dominance pulls down, which would be quite an interesting thing. If dominance pulls down, to the levels of June 10th, that could really get things really rolling, in my opinion, and especially if Bitcoin is able to get back above that range. I think we could really reclaim back in the 78.6 quite fast for Cardano. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. Obviously, we're still ranging, and we still have not retested the support at that 5.8 cents. That is a significant support coming up. Obviously, if this support does not hold. But right now, the price is actually trying to head towards the upside due to, what we're seeing with the market. But 78.6 still remains to be that golden target right now for ADA. And again, if you want to put that into a price perspective, that itself is about a 70 cents give or take a level to be looking out for. But let me know down below what you guys think. Where do you see the price of ADA going at the end of this year? That's what we want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.